What my interest in art is, I've been interested for as long as I can remember. Since I was a kid. I think a big part of it was to do with my mom. Like, she has a background in art, and would take me to like art museums and things like that back home in Minneapolis. And I've been interested in like media arts since I was a teenager. I went to an arts high school and studied media arts there, and that was a big part of me deciding to be a photographer and choosing that path. Going to the Perpich Center for the Arts High School in Minnesota, was really good, a really good place. Like I said before, I studied at the Arts High School in Minnesota in Golden Valley, and I was in the media arts program specifically. And we had a really great teacher, Nancy Norwood, who like turned us on to like Godard and Fellini, like all these different filmmakers, and like it was really good like prep. I remember going to see, there was like an Avedon show at the Minneapolis Institute of the Arts, and just seeing those large scale like black and white portraits was really special. So I think around that time I decided like I was really into photography, and I pursued that in the Minneapolis College of Art and Design, and had some really great instructors like Catherine Tershon and Vince Theo. So yeah, like I went to school. I graduated in 2003, and so I've been doing it since like late 90s, I guess. I remember going to this store. My dad, like, I used my parents' camera at first, which was a Canon AE1. It was like an all-manual, like 35mm camera. And then when I got accepted into this arts high school, my dad took me to this camera shop, and I bought my first camera, which was a Nikon FM2. All manual, and it was just like, it was really fun. I took like these classes, and it was just like, I think the whole part, like the best part was like I would just go out and shoot, shoot whatever, but the best part was like going into like the dark room and like photographing. I was working doing sex work, and I brought my camera along, and documented people that I hooked up with, and then also just like friends at the time. And it's an interesting time because it's very honest, and it's a part of my life. It's interesting looking at it now because my life is so different from that time. Well, things have changed like since moving to New York. Like, like my work. Like I started putting, I started shooting instant film because it was like an easier way to bypass like going to photo labs back home, and I actually had trouble with the labs. I would like a lot of times shoot medium format film and then instant of the same subjects, and they yielded different results. Like but with the instant film, I could just scan it on my flatbed scanner, and then I decided to start a blog, and I didn't think anyone would really take like notice, and then people eventually did notice it, and Butt Magazine contacted me, Felix from Butt, and they posted a post about it on their website, and then they printed some of the original, which was really cool. It was really awesome, and they've been a really big supporter. I think today, as a queer artist, you can really accomplish a lot and do a lot. I think there's a lot more exposure. I feel like since, there's so many social media platforms to get your work out, there. There's also a lot. I don't know. It's good. I don't know. It's like yeah. There's so much, and I'm happy to be in New York and being able to do my work. You know, and I feel like fortunate enough to have supporters of my work. And I've met some really other amazing queer artists here in New York City, and I don't know. I think it's good to see people. If you're passionate about what you do, I think that's the biggest thing. And I don't know. For me, like I started photographing men that count in real life. Not, I feel like as a gay man, like it's like they're saturated with this feel of like gay image, like these perfect bodies and like chiseled physiques and things like that. And I think it's great, but I think real queer people are underrepresented in queer art. And for me, like I wanted to start photographing real people and showing what the diversity in like gay men's lives can be and what it is. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like I love fantasy too, but I feel like reality is also good. You want to be able to relate, like I wanted to, show relatable things. Like not everyone is like a Tom of Finland drawing with a really big dick and like overworked body, or like a Tom Bianchi photograph, or all these, or like even Bruce Weber kind of stuff. Like they're all really important, but there's so much more that can be shown and should be shown. And I guess that's where what I'm trying to do is just show real men, real queer identities, or how I see it.